Benson, this is Doug, and we're going to start off with a couple of songs, and I invite you to stand if that's comfortable for you, and yeah, we'll make a joyful noise. If we can find the right song. Where'd it go?
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand, my heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand, my heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. I will be, I will be, I will be.
Beautiful. Thank you. It sounds so good to have everybody in the room singing together. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Bonnie, the community spiritual leader here at the center. I would like to welcome you all to our Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. And I would also like to welcome and honor all the people who have been fathers, have acted like fathers in whatever capacity. Happy Father's Day to the Father within, the Father all around us. And welcome to anyone who's visiting for the first time. Hopefully you have a visitor packet in hand, and if not, be sure to pick one up. There is a gift certificate to the bookstore in there, so visit our Wisdom Through the Pages after the service as well. And welcome to everybody visiting us online, joining us online today or in the future. I want to remind everyone that the weekend with Yolanda Martinez is coming up Saturday, June 29th. Probably need to let her know if you're going to join the workshop to make a drum so that she can get the supplies in order for that. After the workshop on Saturday, she'll be here on Sunday, and following our service, there will be a drumming circle. Anyone's welcome to come and bring whatever drum you have and join that drumming circle after the service. And some of you might have seen our posting around a yard sale that took place this last Saturday. That yard sale is to assist Mary Lynn Brown, who was our music minister for many, many, many years. She's downsizing to move out of a home into an RV. And so they will have another yard sale this coming Saturday as well. This past Saturday did well, but there's still some larger items, including a motorcycle, that need to go, a piano and some furniture. So if you know anyone who needs some furniture or things like that, check out the yard sale. I've changed the date on this to be also next Saturday, and see if we can't help out Mary Lynn make this transition in her life. And thank you so much to the people who've stepped up to help her. Thank you so much. We have a team of people doing different aspects of this, because I don't know if you're aware that her sight, she's having issues with her vision, and she can't drive or see a lot of the things that she needs to get this process going. So thank you. This community, like I keep saying, is fabulous, how we step up and help each other. So thank you to the team that's been doing that. And I'm also your platform assistant this morning. So we do believe in the power of prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And we have prayer requests in the backs of the seats along with our gratitude forms. So fill one out. You can put it in the offering plate on your way out. And we will pray over that with our team of people who get together every Tuesday afternoon over Zoom. It's the New Thought community, spiritual leaders, teachers, and practitioners, and we now also include El Paso Unity has been joining us in addition to those of us in Las Cruces. So it's a fabulous group of people to pray on your behalf, and we pray with you, knowing that you're also doing the same to support yourself through treatment and prayer. And we love to hear what is working, so those gratitude forms, even if you didn't put in a prayer request for whatever showed up, tell us what's happening in your life and what you're grateful for. We love to see those as well. And now it is time for song, silence, and prayer.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. I awake in these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. I awake in these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. find myself.
So it is in that silence that I find God, I find myself, because God and I are one. And I know this is true for each and every person in this room. We are one with each other, one with spirit, one with the universe, one with the love that moves in and through each one of us for each other. So this morning, I know that this time together is blessed. I know that all that are sharing their wisdom, their music, they are blessed, and that is spirit moving in and through them, and we are open-hearted, open-minded to receive those gifts. And so I just bless this time together as we say together, and so it is. Our reading this morning is from the Daily Word, May-June of 2024, called The Journey. My journey is a joyous one. My life is a journey of discovery. Sometimes the roads I travel are easy and the terrain gentle. Other times the route may twist and wind and the way may feel rocky and rough. With my eyes and ears open, any journey can be one of discovery. When I'm alert and aware, the world becomes bigger and more exciting. With my mind and heart open, my spiritual journey is also one of discovery. Sometimes I must navigate the challenging path of doubt before I can turn onto the smoother path of faith and joy. No matter whether my journey feels easy or more challenging, or takes place within or without, I am heartened and comforted knowing I am traveling with God. And so it is.
Well, we're talking about holy boldness this month, so I'm going to do this song called Fearless by Claudia Carawan. And some of the songs I work on, challenge me a little bit. The words are, well, the music too sometimes, but and this is one of them. So, but it's been really good working with the ideas in this song. So I hope you find that too.
I was born to live life fully, to let go of regret, walk the high wire of life without a safety net, to follow something even bigger than my pride, to show up with courage even when I'm trembling inside. Oh, I will not worry about what others think of me, and I will not be shackled by the chains of conformity. I'll break the mold set in the past, keep layers until I'm free at last. I'll follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. Call me fearless. Oh, I am fearless. Oh, I'll follow the road to adventure
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah. As usual, just absolutely perfect. And journey, what a wonderful topic for today, given that the person who's speaking to us today has journeyed from South Carolina to here just to speak to us. North Carolina, I'm sorry, I went to South Carolina, then drove up to North to see her in February. So this is Reverend Dr. Kate Greysen, who has been a Science and Mind minister since 2017. She received her PhD in 2007. She's retired and traveling and is a featured speaker at several New Thought centers in the Western North Carolina area. Reverend Dr. Kate facilitates retreats and workshops and is a certified fire walker. And a fun fact about her is she's also a founding mother of La Piñon Rape Crisis Center right here in Las Cruces. Back in the 90s, right, Kate, when that was set up, and it's still going. And she's been my good friend for almost 25 years. So please welcome Reverend Dr. Kate Greysen.
It's good to be back. It's nice to be back here. Well, I love Las Cruces. New Mexico is my chosen home. I'm originally from Minnesota, and I've lived all over, but I lived in New Mexico on and off for 25 years. Does that work? Okay. So this is for all the parents out there. What is this you're writing? Asked Pooh, climbing onto the writing table. It's the Tao of Pooh, I replied. The how of Pooh? Asked Pooh, smudging one of the words I had just written. The Tao of Pooh, I replied, poking his paw away with my pencil. It seems more like the ow of Pooh, said Pooh, rubbing his paw. Well, it's not, I replied huffily. Well, what's it about? Asked Pooh, leaning forward and smearing another word. It's about how to stay happy and calm under all circumstances, I yelled. Have you read it? Pooh asked. Happy Father's Day. Every year I seem to be giving a talk on one of these special days. I think the universe has it in for me, actually, because I've had a lot to deal with my own family. But more likely, I still have things to learn, is what the truth is. And that which continues to revolve around us, and you all know this lesson, that which continues to revolve around us is a lesson still awaiting recognition. And so I know that when love, money, and friends revolve around me, I give thanks. So this time, for this Father's Day talk, I'm giving thanks. I'm grateful for this opportunity to learn more about who I am. I am secretly hoping that next year I'm sitting at home quietly at 10 or 11 a.m. And that right now I'm right here, and I am present, and I'm grateful to be here. Some of you may know the old TV show. Though I thought maybe my photo would still be up there with the Twilight Zone of Fate. But some of you might remember the TV show, The Twilight Zone, which was written and produced by Rod Sterling. Do you? Yeah? Do, that thing. So the early episodes started with these words. There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of men's fears and the summit of his knowledge. It is the area we call the Twilight Zone. So the Twilight Zone television series ran between 1959 and 1963, and it was written and hosted by Rod Sterling. And it was presented weird tales of the supernatural that were often tinged with social commentary of the politics of the time. And people jumped back and forth between the past and the present and the future. And it was interesting because it frequently presented situations where people are somehow shaken from their everyday existence and their concept of reality is tested. The show referred to that ambiguous state in that area between two states or conditions where characteristics of both states exist, like the twilight zone between night and day. And the term itself refers paradoxical situations and very often dualistic worldviews that we all hold, good and bad, saved, lost, us, them. And the show itself often dealt with issues of humanity in that concept. And humanity was frequently left to the side in this show in that struggle for survival. So we all know that we live in a world of contradictory and oxymoronic statements. And those statements have become the norm. So by definition, an oxymoron is a combination of contradictory or incongruent words, such as cruel kindness, tough love, jumbo shrimp, or to echo George Orwell's 1984, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. The problem with oxymorons is not that sometimes poetic imagery, but it's in the struggle regarding the definition and the interpretation of whoever is saying it. So here's the truth about this talk. I always think that my topics are so clever, and I always think, oh, I'm going to get to the heart of the matter. But when I jump into the research, I find that that topic has been explored many times. And actually, it's not unique at all. And in fact, the concept of the Twilight Zone which to me has a slight left social justice imagery to it from what I remember as a child, has been co-opted currently by the alt-right religious and political movement. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing at all wrong with that. Unfortunately, but this is where the problem lies, because we're saying exactly the same thing, but with different interpretation and meaning behind the very same words. And in communication studies, I'm a communication professor, this is what we call bypassing. And bypassing is frequently at the core of our contradictory and our statements and our fights and our disagreements. So we are so adherent to what we believe that we fail to listen to others who are in fact saying exactly the very same thing because we already think we know what they're saying to us. So many conversations I've experienced over the past couple months as I've been thinking about this talk, they've converged into a few themes, but the following statements that I'm going to read to you are from podcasts or blogs, from white nationalist parties, from the alt-right Christian movement, and from New Thought centers like Unity or CSL. Let's see if you know who is who as we go through this. We are in the twilight zone. The skies are growing dark. Night is coming, but it isn't over yet. Just keep your faith. Be strong. Our new identity in spirit changes our perspective. It gives us courage. Courage overcomes intimidation. Courage overcomes anger. Courage overcomes fear, and we weep for those we love. Courage overcomes paralysis and marches forward with intention. Third one, we can become so separate from our culture that we fail to be the salt of the earth and the light of the earth. Well, we must be separate. We must consider that we are in this world, but not of this world. A fourth comment discusses trying to conserve the larger culture in such a way that we are comfortable and familiar with. And they said the problem is when the church or center tries to become like the world to attract the world to it, we start to want the implications of truth more than we want the truth itself. Any guesses yet? Who's saying what? What we need is courage, courage to represent who we are, faithfully, forcefully, but tenderly, with compassion and love to a people trapped by an enormous, sinister world system. And the last one I'll read to you is this. It's a great time to be on a spiritual path because the truth will shine like a light in a dark place. When we have God, we have courage. God gives us the courage to live out our new identity as the people of God, living out the mission of God, marked by the joy of God. Honestly, I forget who wrote who, because I've said those same things in different talks. And, but the problem is, again, that people with faith saying the same thing that we are thinking that we are so clear about, we're not. It's very incongruent. And another person's interpretation can seem oxymoronic. And I remember at different times in my life that I wanted to, when I was in some kind of mundane situation, I would be thinking somehow, like, I don't belong. I could be riding a bus. I could be standing at the edge of a party of friends. I could be just sitting in my living room thinking, feeling separate from the world at large. And in fact, that world to me was like foreign. And I often feel like that now, with so many inconsistencies and incongruencies that are floating around us all the time, of the many issues out there right now that make me feel like somehow I've missed something or I've skipped a beat, is two that strike close to home. One is focused on women's health and reproductive rights, and the other is on the banning of books. And as an academic, I am frustrated and concerned that my choices are limited or want to be limited, and that people have such a good argument against that for me. And I feel, again, like I might be living in some kind of twilight zone in our culture where I don't quite belong. Now I know, though, from reading Vedic and New Thought literature, that this world is actually foreign to me. Because I am human, but spiritual in essence, and I sometimes believe that the world is material. We all do, and we've all heard this as well, but the world is not material. We are wrong. So what does that mean if you're not familiar with that concept? Is that if we examine the world down to its microscopic level, objects that appear solid to the naked eye are in fact huge areas of space with atoms revolving around them. And so solid objects are not solid at all. It's an illusion, and that's a very elementary description for those of you who are like, yes, but, and know more than I do. Believe me, I know there are a lot of people out there that do. So all material objects are like that. We're illusions, including our bodies. Everything, every person is a spiritual spark, a small spiritual spark surrounded by atoms spinning in space. And that spiritual is surrounded by the material which we have manifested. So it's not separate from us, but yet it feels foreign. So therefore, it's no wonder that at times we feel separate from the world, especially in a world of conflicting messages, when we have strong faith and beliefs, and yet we're hearing the exact same thing across the room from someone else, perhaps a friend or a loved one over dinner. So I often feel like I'm a fish out of water, flopping around on the shore, trying to keep my mouth shut, and just never really finding comfort and happiness at some times. And in those moments, the world is not my home, and in fact, it feels like the world is the Twilight Zone. Reverend Nadia Boltz-Weber, a Lutheran minister, wrote this recently in her blog called The Corners, which I strongly encourage you to check out. She says, "All I know for sure is that this world will break your heart. There's enough sorrow to go around for everyone to have seconds. But I've yet to find healing in self-pity, in isolation, in pretending I am not hurting, or when I am in comparison with others. However, I have found healing in eye contact with another person who is in a tender place. I have found healing in those rare moments when I stop filling in the blank about another person. And I have found healing when I have compassion toward myself and towards others. And she continues, perspective is a robust tool. And at the same time, just because things could be worse doesn't mean they're also not kind of lousy. So we're surrounded on all sides by lies. And most of them are pretty appealing, and I fall for several of them more often than I would like to. And if you too have times of belief and disbelief, just know that we all come by it honestly. I know for myself, when I feel most lost is when those small G gods in the world are trying to convince me that the worst things for me would actually be the best things for me. And no matter how convincing they sound in my ear, what the small G gods are offering me is never good news. It's just dog whistles for my ego and empty calories for my insecurities. So here we are in times of war and rumors of war, sometimes great times of dread and uncertainty, a time of fake news and toxic ideology, and commercials about the right drugs for erections, for weight control, and anti-aging creams. We're surrounded by all the lies of the world, and I need you, each one of you, to remind me that the light of God still scatters the darkness. Sterling wrote, as we discussed earlier, about the fate of humanity. In From a Twilight Zone, the book, From the Twilight Zone, a book of short stories, there is one called The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. We could also say The Monsters Are Due on Main Street. In a small community, the power went out. Now remember, this was in the 60s. This wasn't the post-apocalyptic movies we have going on now, but they're essentially the same thing. But we didn't have computers, we didn't have tablets, we didn't have our cell phones. So we were more concerned with our TVs, our blenders, and our lawnmowers, those kind of things. So in this small community, the monsters are due on Maple Street. The power went out. Everything was done and just quit working. The people blamed and accused each member of the community, from young to old, and especially they blamed those who were new or different from them somehow. They turned on each other out of fear, and in a short amount of time, everyone in that community was either driven out of town into the darkness or dead. And these are the final paragraphs of that story. Understand the procedure now, the first figure said. Just stop a few of their machines and radios and telephones and lawnmowers and throw them into darkness for a few hours and then watch the pattern unfold. And this pattern is also the same, the second figure asked. With few variations came the answer. They pick the most dangerous enemy they can find, and it is themselves. All we need to do is sit back and watch. Then I take it, figure 2 said, this place, this Maple Street, it is not unique. And figure 1 shook his head and laughed and said, by no means, their world is full of Maple Streets, and we will go from one to the other and let them destroy themselves. He started up the incline to the entrance of the ship. One to the other, he said, as the other figure followed him. One to the other, and there was just the echo of his voice as the 2 figures disappeared and a panel slid softly against the entrance. One to the other. Rod Sterling was a Unitarian Universalist. I don't know if many of you knew that. And he fought censorship and racism in real life, and against injustice and evil in his work, especially on the TV show, The Twilight Zone. And in an interview, Sterling was asked when was the last time he cried, and this was his last interview before he died. And he admitted that the urge is there. He concluded, before I die, just for the hell of it, one night I'll spend an entire night weeping. And to do that, I'll draw up a list of things that will motivate me. I'm weeping now for the following reasons, chronologically, for all the shit out there that I should have wept at and didn't. Our personal Twilight Zone gives us a glimpse into those things that we need to weep about and don't. Fear, pride, prejudice, and injustice. So where will this talk lead us? And when will it end? Do, 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 do. Sorry, I just ad-libbed that. My message today is to think, explore, and ask questions. Don't allow yourself to be stymied by fear of others or fear of losing or fear of having less. The world is abundant and fascinating, and the people of this world, regardless of their faith, are brilliant, they're kind, and they're thoughtful and inspiring. And always remember that unity does not imply uniformity. And allow for difference in your lives and learn to love those differences, because it is only then that we can become whole. There will always be noise from inside your head, from the naysayers in your life. Choose your own path. Never let anything get in the way of you living your life of purpose, not even yourself. Not even your own fears. Courage is never the absence of fear. Courage is moving on despite the fear. Find and live your purpose and share it with others, because the world needs you. The world needs us all. And I'm going to end with the following statement this morning. Laura Jean Truman wrote, "Keep my anger from becoming meanness. Keep my sorrow from collapsing into self-pity. Keep my heart strong enough to keep from breaking. Keep my anger turned towards justice, not cruelty. Remember and remind me that every bit of this, all of this, is for love. Please, God, keep me fiercely kind." Thank you. So let's do a treatment. And if you'll just relax, close your eyes, and let us pray. Breathe so you can feel it, and allow your body to just be present. There is only one universe, one vast expanse of space and time in which everything and everyone exists. I know I am one with the atoms of time and the physicality of this place here now, and I am one with the love of the divine. I know everyone here is one with spirit, and each of us is a unique spark of energy in that light, and each of us is needed. And I know that we are the peace and the power and the joy and the life and the love and the liberty of who we are. We are the presence of God. And I know as we move through this day, we are reminded of who we are as we express our experiences with patience, understanding, and love. I feel so blessed, and I am so grateful to be in the presence of such powerful souls. And I'm especially grateful to Reverend Bonnie, and I'm grateful for our enduring friendship. I'm grateful for my friends, my family, the money in my life. I'm grateful for the abundance of everything that I share now here with myself, with you, and with others. As I walk down the street, I know as I gaze into the eyes of someone that I am seeing myself in their reflection. And I know that this is true for all of us. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. And as we release these words into that universal power of the one God, we know that that power resounds with a resounding yes to our intent and to our love. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
The song is called Live in Love. It's by Sky Nelson.
I'm gonna live in love. I'm gonna do what it takes to let go. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show. Everything that I look at, I get attached. And I'm not gonna give way to the wounds of my past. When it's me that will lose if I choose to resent what I have. But since I've got another chance, I'm gonna live in love. I'm gonna do what it takes to let go. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show. Everything that I look at, I get sucked in. And I'm already miles beyond it by the time I begin. And the details of the moment are already past. But since I've got another chance, I'm gonna live in love. I'm gonna do what it takes to let go. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show. Hold your heart, precious as anything that I know. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show. I'm gonna live in love. I'm gonna do what it takes to let go. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show. I'm gonna hold your heart, precious as anything that I know. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show. I'm gonna take my seat and let love run the show.
Perfect. Thank you. We're going to let love run the show. And thank you again to Reverend Dr. Kate Greysen. That was beautiful. Perfect. Yeah, she tells it like it is. She's been one of those friends that I often need to be right up in my face, but it's the perfect thing. No, she's the kind of friend you all need. And as a minister, we often don't go to our congregants, and she has been another person that has been walking this path, who's been there to support me throughout all these years. So it's been a fabulous thing. We kind of did this parallel movement through this path together. So it's been wonderful. So thank you again, Kate, for coming all that way to join us today and bringing your message. And of course, enjoying your New Mexico home. We're grateful to have you. And so now is that time that we think about giving back to this center that draws amazing people like her to come speak to us, and that is a place where we can share, and like I said, an amazing community that supports each other through those rough times. And this month, 10% of all that comes into the center is going to SNAP, the Spay Neuter Action Program, whose mission it is to prevent the suffering and death of dogs and cats due to overpopulation in Doña Ana County. They say that thousands of animals are put down each year in shelters, and they can reduce that number of animals being destroyed by spaying and neutering them. And together they make a difference in the welfare of animals. And since we are all one, it's in the welfare of our own lives as well. So we're grateful to support SNAP this month with 10% of all that comes through. So let's say our blessing together. Hopefully you all can feel that together. Here it comes. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. And we will sing, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Several of our practitioners are traveling, but we still have Bob here to pray with you after the service. Teresa's working in the bookstore. We are grateful for all of our practitioners, and all of you are practitioners with a small p. You can pray with each other and for each other, and just see that spark moving in and through your lives this week. Let us sing. What are we doing as our closing today?
Go out and shine.
Go out and shine. Perfect. It's our closing song. If you want to stand, feel free. Shine. Have a wonderful week. See you next week. Be safe and have fun.